I'm Warren, Vic's nephew. Probably just start off with saying a few things that Craig and Lucille, his sister, and Nicole, his niece, and Sharon, his niece, would like to say. Craig as well. Just read verbally exactly what they've said. My memories of Uncle Vic go way back when we were little. The fun summer weekends we all spent with the extended family around the pool in Van Dyke Park and Parkrand. Vic was ever the entertainer and loved being surrounded by family and loved ones. Then came the years of spending holidays together at his bungalow on the Vaal River. We can all recall the numerous occasions we spent there celebrating Christmas or just the odd weekend here and there. So many wonderful memories flood through my mind of those days, from cows running through our camps to hilarious parties and game nights. Uncle Vic was always the life of the party. He invested in the place in Margate, and of course the family was always welcome. Uncle Vic was always hard at work to improve the place and make it special. And of course, we could forget all the wonderful memories at the plot. Lots of rowdy get-togethers. The house was always filled with family, laughter and love. Uncle Vic, to me, was a man everyone looked up to and counted on. He was like the godfather of the family and was always at hand to offer help and support in every way. A strong character with a heart of gold, a soft soul with a loving and nurturing spirit. He was the fun uncle, and we will never forget him, always. Rightio, here we go. He was the fun uncle, and he will never forget him. We'll never forget him, always playing the prankster. As I look back on time spent with him, I'm reminded of how much he reminded me of Opa. So much like him, always cracking a joke and playing with the kids, but soft and gentle. A loving and devoted family man, Uncle Vic cherished and adored his family. To Messine, Vanessa, Janine, Vicky, sending you lots of love and light through this difficult time. May you find peace in knowing that this wonderful man loved you and you were his life's center. He has fulfilled his dreams and left a beautiful legacy. And though it's difficult to imagine our lives without him, he will always be close to our hearts. When we raise our glasses to him later today, we won't be toasting to him, we will be toasting with him as he remains among us. This deserving angel has earned his wings. And that's Nicole, Craig, Lucille, Sharon and Wes and family. From our side, those sentiments go deep. Vic idolised his daughters. And he would take the shirt off his back to help you, or to be there for you. And he would be there at a drop of a hat. So, thank you.
So, Nash and Hawks and Amber, I think there's another little child. This is not your ordinary show and tell. It's more like an unprepared speech, because an unprepared speech means you put on the spot and you haven't got time to prepare. Except we've actually had time to prepare, but it doesn't mean that it's been an easy journey. I actually don't have anything to read, and that may have been easier. Because we've had so many years, we initially thought that we would have a handful of people to gather together, and we've been so touched by all the messages and the phone calls and the memories, and we're really grateful for those of you that have just dropped everything. As Warren said, that's what my dad would do. You've dropped everything and you've come through to join us. And I think we had forgotten how much my dad meant to some people and the role he played in their life. Recently I was working in Johannesburg for a few weeks, and I took the opportunity to go through my old neighborhood because I knew things were imminent, and obviously I experienced a rush of memories, and most of them pleasant. I spent time with a really close friend of mine, and I also didn't realize how much my dad meant to her. And she said to me that we had the family that she always wanted, and she was at our place most of the time. Even her stray dog spent half his life at our house, and my dad actually didn't really care. This friend of mine said, I would never have learned to water ski, I would never have had so much laughter. Your dad was always a light in my life. And he saved me, that's what she said to me. And most of you that know my dad know he was a very simple guy, not complicated. Behind that big, burly, rough appearance, he was just a big softie. And all he cared about was whether I was well fed, or whether I was warm, or whether I was comfortable or happy. I'd never seen so much money and sweets in someone's cupboard before. In fact, it was the few times I saw him grumpy was when he discovered his cupboard shelves were continually broken, because we would always climb up and steal whatever, and he would never have known. My dad and I were the animal lovers, and I spent many times sobbing in his arms, and I don't know who was the biggest baby, him or me, but he was always the one that would help me rescue an animal. Most of my friends would describe their parents or their dad as someone where there was a lot of rules and a lot of pressure, and I never had that from my dad. I actually don't remember there being any rules. And in fact, he would do the opposite. In all my years of studying, he would come into my room and say, I think you should take a break. I think we should go out. Let's go to the casino. Let's go to a restaurant. I think you're studying too much. And I wanted to say to him, do you even know what I am studying? Do you know that you and Mom are paying for this? So through those years of studying, most winter mornings, I remember him being up before me, and he would always prepare my windscreen. He would pour water over it and see me off and run through the checklist of, am I warm? Have I got lunch? And even in all my nights of coming home late, he was conveniently awake or suddenly hungry, and he would come into the kitchen and not even ask me or pry, just always this presence. And I remember one occasion I used to work, one of my student jobs was working for Red Bull, and I was driving the Jeep with the massive can on the back of the car, and I'd forgotten about it, and I raced into our driveway with a big bang. And he ran out, and even then he wasn't that grumpy about it. I think he was more happy to get the continual supply of Red Bull for his brandy. And I actually had to tell him it's not necessarily the healthiest combination. So most of you have heard that he was always the life of the party. The friends of mine that would visit, they would find it hilarious, his stories of his younger years. The best one being when at my parents' wedding day, he broke his knuckle punching his father-in-law. So there were some really hilarious stories. So Nash and Hawken, initially I was when we heard Gramps was sick, I was very disappointed. I thought that he wasn't going to get to experience his grandsons. And he really just thrived on boy company. That's all he ever wanted. And you were still blessed to have him around for those few years. And a really cute story was when Nash, he misplaced one of his lost teeth after me warning him to look after the tooth. And we were sleeping at my parents', and Nash and Gramps came up with this prank for the tooth mouse to hide his false teeth under the pillow. And Nash got his money. It was half the going rate. He got his money. And Hawken, I'm sorry, Grandpa's not here to see your first loose teeth. So to the very end, your grandfather and my father kept his sense of humor, especially around the boys, and he would joke about being the captain of the hospital's rugby team. So Taisha has prepared. She's been working really hard. We've had to gather photos from all around because my parents lost all their stuff in the fires. We've received photos from all over, some we've never seen before. So we've prepared a very brief slideshow, and we've also got a playlist because, as Werner said, my dad would love us to just celebrate. It's a bit of a tearjerker for some people, but...
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand.